Hello, I'm MrTieDye, and today we're going to do a radio wave tapestry. I've had a few requests to do a radio wave design, so here it is. So what I'm starting with is the tapestry. It's been soaked in soda ash, it's been spun out, and then I hung it to be almost completely dry. If I had had more time, this would be completely dry, but it's most of the way dry, so I think we're good to go on this. So what I've done is folded this in quarters. Since I have such a small area, I'm going to demonstrate here. So tapestry laid out flat this way, so I folded it in half once, folded it in half a second time. And now this corner here is the center of my tapestry. That's something I've had a few people on the Starflower. They have tied from an edge or from the four corners side here. So that's just one thing to try to be aware of when you're doing your tapestry, is where the center is. And if you need to, you can even, when you fold it up, put just a little bit of a dot on there so that you know that's where the center of your tapestry is. So for the radio wave, once you have it folded in quarters like this, then I'm going to fold it one more time. So I usually will pinch the center of the tapestry right here, and then I fold this edge up and just lay it nice and flat right along this edge here. So I just try to line that edge up together there. You can smooth it however you need to. I'm off just a little bit, so we'll go back, line that up, smooth it out, and now I have a crease under there. There it is. Okay, and then I'll pick it up from the center, and then I usually will pinch out here at the edge and pick this up, and that way you can just flip that right over, and then I'll go ahead and line this up just to make sure all my edges are straight. And then what I'm going to do is start this. Once again, is the center of my tapestry. This is where my little green dot is. I don't know if you can see that. But I'm going to start folding from here, and I'm going to fold just kind of straight out. So one of the things you can do if you want a guideline is just kind of draw a line right up the middle of your tapestry. And that way you just have a general direction for where you're folding at. So what I'm going to do is start folding here. And usually I'll start up just a little bit from the point, just because it's easier than trying to hold that point in place. We can fold that down later. And then you're just going to do accordion folds and just keep this nice and straight. So I'm going to flatten out all of my folds here as I go, and you just want to go all the way across. So pinching that up however works for you. Sometimes reaching under to fold it up works for people. So you just got to find the way that works best for you, and just try to keep all your folds kind of fairly leveled there. And we're just going to go all the way across. Like I say, having this just the slightest bit damp kind of helps with this folding process. Folding a dry tapestry can be challenging sometimes because it doesn't want to stay. This one here, I can kind of pinch it, and you can see that it will mostly stay in place there. The other thing, if you can't hold that all those creases there, you can just kind of push that up right against your chest here, and that way you can keep working without trying to hold everything in place. And this can even be an advantage to let you use both hands to work that crease all the way out to the edges once you start getting up to the middle of the tapestry and you have these longer creases going on. So you want to just go all the way out to the edge here. Then I'll go ahead and fold this center point up and then back down. And then what we're going to do is tie that off with kite string. And usually what I'll do is just kind of start right here in the middle, get this point under control. And then I just slowly wrap going up the edge here and adjusting my folds if needed here, but just getting everything lined back up again. cinching this up a little bit tight, but I'm not tightening it up like I would with sinew, because I want to be able to open these cracks up and squirt some dye in there or check for my saturation later. So just a kind of a loose tie on that is nice, just enough to hold everything in place without having things coming unfolded. And then I'll wrap back to the center again. And then we'll tie that off. Okay, so let me get set up with some dye, get some gloves on, we'll be right back. Okay, so now we're ready to put dye on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out with my yellow dye, and I'm going to go right, this here is the center of the tapestry where I'm starting at, that's the tip, and I'm just going to color right up this edge here. So I'm going to go all the way out to the edge here, just with this line. And I'm going to go both directions on this. You can kind of design this however you want. Once you see the results at the end, it'll kind of give you an idea of how you might want to design yours. But this is going to put a lot of the yellow rays coming out from the center. And having the tapestry be dry or almost dry is going to help with the saturation level on it. So now I'm going to start from the center here. I'm not going to go all the way down to the point because I've already colored that yellow. So right from the white spot, and I'm just going to make another line right next to the yellow line, going all the way out to the edge. But I'm not going to do it on both sides. I'm going to mix things up a little bit. So there's a dark blue on this side. I'm going to do a dark green. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to follow right along that yellow edge. Go all the way out. So this here is the center of the tapestry, and these here are the outer edges. So that means that these lines are going to go from the middle of the tapestry all the way out to the edges, because we folded all the way up along the middle there. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take purple. I'm going to make a line straight up the middle here. Okay. And then I'm going to use a light blue, and I'm going to go out these edges again. And I'm going to do the light blue on both sides. And these I'm just coming up with the colors just kind of on the spot. I didn't really plan this out. But I like contrasting colors, whether they're, you know, like I have the yellow and the purple here, or I have the light and the dark. So I'm just kind of mixing things up a little bit here. Give myself some light and some dark colors. And then I think I'm going to go opposite here. So I had dark blue over here, so I'm going to put dark blue on this side. And I think I'm just going to finish this little triangle out with the dark blue. And then I'm going to do the dark green and do the same thing on this other side. I'm just going to finish that triangle out. You could put more lines if you wanted to, but I'm just going to do that, fill that in solid. Okay, now I'm going to take my black and I'm going to add some lines here on this green, and then on this blue also. Alright, now we're going to flip this puppy over. Okay, now instead of putting yellow on that edge, I'm going to mix it up here, overlap this green just a little bit, so I had the green on this side right next to it, so now I'm going to overlap right onto the yellow just to mix things up a little bit more. So anytime you kind of stagger the colors, whether on the back side they're offset like that or they're laid over top, it's going to affect the patterning of the dye. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side with the blue. I'm going to color over some of that yellow, and then like I say, it's going to overlap. This blue will overlap the blue on the other side there. So it's going to give me kind of a crooked line, wavy line coming out. And then, let's see, we're going to put yellow next to them just to spice things up a little bit. So the main part of doing the radio wave is how you fold it and then how you dye it, and then there's so many variations that are going to give everybody a unique look to their radio wave. So you can kind of play with this however you want. I think I'm going to use the light blue, so I'm putting this in the middle. So on the opposite side I did purple, so this side I'm going to do the turquoise to break that line up some. And then, since I had dark blue, I'm going to put dark blue over on this side. So I'm just kind of, some of the colors I'm overlapping them and some I'm swapping them. So I'm just kind of playing and having fun with this. And then we'll see how it comes out here at the end. So now I'm going to put dark green over on this side where I had the dark blue that I filled in there. And then I'm going to fill those two spaces in with purple. So these are going to be right next to the purple that I had on the other side. So this is something I just encourage you to kind of play and find your coloring pattern that you like. Just kind of experiment and see what you like. And then your radio wave is going to look unique compared to anybody else's. So now I'm going to put a little bit more of this black on. So last time I had the black here and here, so I'm going to offset just a little bit on the black. And I'm going to even go down a little further with the black into the yellow here. And then do the same thing on this side. So the black was here and here. So I'm going to go in the middle and over some. Okay, I think I'm going to touch up just a little bit more with yellow. I can see just little tiny bits of white spots here. So I'm just going to fill those in a little bit with the lightest color. And you can use any color you want, but since I had the yellow in there, that's what I'm going with. And then I'm going to peek inside here with my little cuticle pusher just to see how my saturation is looking. And that's, I think, looking pretty good. So I think we're going to call that good. I can see just a tiny bit of white in the middle, but the dye is going to spread and cover that up. So there's the radio wave, and when it's washed and dried, I'll finish this video and you'll see it. Thank you for watching my videos. Please like and share them. Have a good day.